Hi guys, welcome back to more episodes of The X-Files. We're in the middle of a two-part episode, so I'm not going to do any recap. We're going to get straight on with it. We left it with Cassandra Spender, I think, on the bridge with the aliens, with the guys with the torches, and Scully's there. Let's go find out what happens. This is part 2, episode 14. Who's typing this? I'm confused already. Well, I guess that's the letter. And some money.
Sister will mail it right off.
Whose father and who's it addressed to? What's going on? Some more of the same. They are eliminating them all. I mean, they've literally been cremated. Where is she?
Here? Is she here?
Yes, and the medics are all over her. She's alive. I'm working on her now. Come on.
God for that.
She's in vasogenic shock. Unless you gents are doctors, you're in the way. This woman needs to get to a hospital. On 3, 1, 2.
What happened here, Agent Mulder?
Nancy just got loaded onto that chopper. Can I talk to you, please?
This is none of his doing.
Is she here? My mother.
We've administered 3 intramuscular injections over the past 20 hours since we found her on the roadside.
And you've seen no effect?
No. It doesn't look good. At all.
Oh! Oh my god, she's got the black oil in her. They're meant to have the antidote for this, aren't they? They're meant to be developing. Yeah. Wow.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just very happy to be standing here talking to you.
Mulder?
No. Do you remember now? Second cult suicide. That's not... Of course, that's what they report in the media.
Is any of this coming back to you?
I was there.
You were.
They didn't find her. She wasn't among the victims. They only found her wheelchair.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's weird.
What were you doing with her?
What was I doing with her? What makes you think we have anything to do with this?
My mom's a cripple. She hasn't driven a car for I don't know how
Well,
long.
it wasn't him.
They found her wheelchair 130 miles from the hospital. All I want is for you to leave it alone.
This guy's a
Is that too
dick.
much to ask?
You don't have nowhere near enough facts here. You're just venting. Well, he's got you.
Complained to the captain about the service.
You may have that opportunity. This ship is bound back to Vladivostok tomorrow. You were clever. Infect the boy to ensure infection of anyone who tried to learn what he knows.
And where's the boy?
Dead. Victim of another mysterious Holocaust.
I'm the only one who knows what those incidents are.
He's not going to make a deal with you.
What they mean.
If the boy was your trump card, why infect him unless you could also cure him with a vaccine developed by the Russians? Do you have the vaccine?
You need what I know.
Do you have the vaccine?
I want to know why. I want to know what they're doing and why they're doing it. What the hell was that? Really? Another one? Wow, that's crashed and burned. Take it, he's still there. Yeah. What?
Do you remember when you last saw Cassandra Spender?
She was there too?
Ugh.
I ran more x-rays. I haven't told anybody yet what I found, though.
You found more implants?
That would explain how you were directed to the site.
Yep.
Well, it comes down to a question, Scully. One that hasn't been answered, or I don't even think honestly addressed. That chip was found in a military research facility. Our government made that chip, implanted it in your neck as part of a secret military project to develop a biochemical weapon to monitor your immunity. Everything that's happening to you now, it all points to that chip.
But I have no memories to either trust nor distrust.
That's worse.
And if you ask me now to follow you again, to stand behind you in what you now believe, without knowing what happened to me out there, without
Can't.
those memories.
She can't.
I can't.
Facial scarrings appear to be self-mutilation.
Done to themselves.
Protection.
Protection against what?
Black oil.
Infection by the black oil.
I was right. I got something right.
He's a resistance fighter against the alien colonists. This is what Alex Krycek knew.
They were at war.
That a war had begun, developed by the Russians, stolen by Krycek, given to me.
Really? Okay, all right. Let's just stop it here. So they've had this arrangement, for want of a better word, that they're going to colonize this planet and us. And that's what these roomful of men have been keeping secret since the 50s. Then we jump to now, and there's some sort of war broken out between the... I didn't realise there was more than one alien species. Maybe there isn't. Maybe it is just all one species, but there are those that are opposed to it. So they start some sort of war, insurrection, and then now they've become resistance fighters or rebels, which is why they've mutilated themselves to not also be just completely taken over by them with the black oil. And that is why they are wrecking their plans with all the abductees. Meanwhile, these guys have been trying to develop a vaccine to have some sort of resistance to it, to try and get one up on the arrangement that they've come to, but it's the Russians who've developed it first and Krycek who's stolen it, and that's why they're so adamant in getting hold of this, so they have some sort of protection.
We have a new alliance to be made.
With them
Side
instead.
with the resistance.
That's dangerous.
They'll squash us as they do them. We must turn the rebel over.
But first, wait till we know the vaccine works.
I'm sure Agent Mulder told you about how this works. Have you ever been hypnotized?
Once.
I'm going to ask you to go back to the place we talked about on the phone. Back to the night place.
Yeah, it is. There you go.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I see it,
Where
don't
are
you?
you, Dana?
Oh.
I like that they've done that. I like she's got that much shock value to it because it's jumped into a memory immediately of her seeing something that your mind and your brain says can't be real. Because there's something that she's never really seen, been witness to, party to, and her own memories are now showing her what she saw there, because that is the reaction most people would have. If tomorrow you went out and you went shopping or whatever it is you was doing, and suddenly you came face to face with an alien, or you saw a craft like that above your head, and there is absolutely no way you are asleep, dreaming, drugged, or anything, your brain would melt. You won't be able to cope with it. It would be like seeing a real life ghost in front of you and other people being parting witness to it. So that's an accurate response.
But the others?
Are you in the night place?
Yes.
That. That's something like that.
And then it was gone.
What is it, Dana?
It's they're back.
Who?
They're back?
They're on fire! Oh god! They're setting them on fire! They have no faces.
Well, they do.
They have no eyes.
How did you get away from this?
They won't stop. They won't stop, but there's another one.
Oh my god.
There's another ship.
Oh, they've come to wipe you out.
Who are they attacking, Dana?
The faceless men, they're... Oh my god, I can't...
This is your war.
You want to stop, Dana?
It's that low hum, isn't it?
No!
Oh, they've targeted
Cassandra!
her.
Where's Cassandra?
They've targeted Cassandra there.
They're taking her!
Tractor beam. And then it'll go.
I can't...
Dana? Dana, I'm going to stop now. Dana, I want you to open your eyes and come on back to us.
Wake up.
You've been here the whole time.
I reviewed the tape of the session as you requested.
I'm familiar with the regression process in Dr. Verber's work. I've heard hundreds of those types of abduction scenarios.
He just thinks it's the same.
But what do you make of this one?
The imagery is startling but not atypical. Described and then interpreted into a linear narrative, a gestalt impression of a subjective, non-linear experience.
And your interpretation?
This is just wrong.
That Agent Scully witnessed a very powerful event.
I've listened to the tape several times, and I don't have a clear recollection of what I hear myself saying.
Oh, come on.
I've got a problem.
You think?
The problem is I have to head up the investigation into this incident. I don't have the luxury of interpretation. I have to make a report. I need to know what happened.
It was staged.
To
test a classified military project or to cover it up.
I don't like him like
Over
this.
the past 5 years, I've doubted you. Only to be persuaded by the power of your belief
And
in
now you're doing a
extraterrestrial
180.
phenomena. And I'm doubting you now, not because of that belief, but because extraterrestrial phenomena is frankly the more plausible explanation.
Yes, it bloody
I suggest
is.
you put that in your report.
Survival means collaboration.
Turn over the alien rebel, and you turn over any chance of resistance.
They're frightened to death. They are frightened to death of opposing the agreement that they've made in case they get caught.
I'm assuming, knowing the facts I do, that you're wondering about the possibility of alien abduction.
No, actually, Agent Mulder hasn't.
No. You got it all wrong this time.
I thought you were here about your mother.
You went to see her. You talked about abduction, about her experiences. Did you talk about me?
This is real. You've just forgotten.
And it's got flashing lights, and it's so bright it hurts my eyes.
It's probably what really
and
happened.
she's going up in the sky, and then I feel my feet, and they aren't on the ground. I'm floating up.
You think you were just convinced?
Is that what you're afraid people are going to find out?
Yes.
You're crazy.
But not because it's true. None of this happened. Dr. Verber and his whole regression of memory is BS. It's like having a dream and then pretending it's real.
Well, I appreciate your opinion, Agent Spender, but I don't have a mother feeding me abduction stories.
You've got Agent Mulder, don't you?
It's turned on its head. So look it up. Oh, no.
Those are my last words. I can do better.
I'm not here to kill you, Mulder. I'm here to help you. There is a war raging. And unless you pull your head out of the sand, you and I and about 5 billion other people are going to go the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah.
And one rule: resist or serve.
Serve who?
Them.
Not who. What?
Krajcek, you're a murderer, a liar, and a coward. Just because you stick a gun in my chest, I'm supposed to believe you're my friend?
The resistance is in our grasp. And in yours, to upset plans for occupation.
For once, he ain't screwing around. That's the of it. Get Air Force Base.
What is this?
Maybe an answer.
Yeah.
To a question you and I seem to have been destined to ask. Federal agents requesting permission to enter the base.
Do you have any paperwork to go with that Agent Mulder?
It's Mulder.
Mulder?
I wasn't aware
What,
that
can you
any
not
special
read?
authorization was needed to enter.
No.
Why don't you go check on that, son? I'd hate for somebody to die because you were uninformed.
Although we've done that before, and that led to nothing.
I know this man.
Who?
The driver.
There you go.
Stop that truck!
Too late.
Get out of the car, you're under arrest.
It has to be. It's either the boy or it's the vaccine or it's both. I mean, the boy in effect is that. They radioed it into him. They're already giving the boy up to them. Gonna change back? Yeah. They're giving the boy back to him, aren't they? He said they can't resist. I mean, how do you explain this guy, Mulder? He can shapeshift into anything. Or anyone. Yeah. Here they come. I thought they would. It's not the boy, it's him. You know what I mean? What? No! Don't do it. I thought I don't know why, for some reason I thought it was going to end there. It's worked. There ain't nothing here. He left his little stick behind or not? Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Agent Spender.
Your mum's gone. For now.
I'm sorry there's been no news about your mother. This hasn't reflected on you in any way, Agent Spender. It seems you have a patron outside this office who thinks highly of you.
Who's that?
Who is that? Oh, the red envelope from whoever. Okay. Don't tell me this is going to come back, return to sender. Send back.
Sorry about that, mister.
Yeah, send back. Shut the front door. Fucking knew he wasn't dead. Oh, come on. What? Okay, a completely fabulous two-part episode that's just left me with more questions than damn answers, but it's X-Files, of course it has. I like how they opened with that and then ended with it. The book ends with it. Agent Spencer's father is Cancer Man. That's where somebody who's a high up level of authority is him. So he isn't dead. I never believed he was dead, but to be honest, I'd kind of put it to one side until they tackled it and brought it up again, if they ever did. I wasn't sure whether they ever did or not. I've no idea. Or we're just meant to believe that he was either dead or he's just gone into the shadows and that's the end of him, that he's pulled away from it. He hasn't. So he's in hiding. He's literally in hiding, isn't he? There's so much more to that, but obviously not right now. What we need to focus on is what the hell just happened. I don't know if that has reversed what this two-part episode has portrayed Mulder as no longer believing and thinking that all of this is just a governmental conspiracy for them to do what they want, how they want, when they want, and that there's nothing to do with aliens involved whatsoever, when we know that's not the case. And then the writing in such a way where they then have Scully believe in it all and then turn that round as well. I mean, Jesus Christ. But we have got quite a lot more explanation as to what all this was about and the war with the rebels, and that there are two opposing sides, that there is a war, that the black oil does have a vaccine to it, but it's not one we've developed, it's one the Russians have, because she has just been cured, I believe, because it showed her eyes were clear. But this room full of guys have had this in place for so long that they are terrified of opposing it. But as I said, the enemy of my enemy, if you've got a resistance forming, as that man said, why shouldn't we take this opportunity to do something and resist? Because it sounds to me like whatever they've prearranged and whatever is coming, the colonization sounds more like just whoever it is they've decided to allow to live it's just going to be slavery. We are just going to be slaves to them. And whether that stays in human form or hybrid form, I have no idea. But I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was a great two-part episode, and the way that they've had Mulder's beliefs turned on its head and now need to try and turn it back I'll be interested to see in the next episode now whether it's just like a standalone episode, whether it's like none of this just happened and he's back to his old ways in believing everything or not, but I very much doubt it. It's still a continuous storyline, even when we get just one-off episodes. The story of Scully and Mulder and all of this conspiracy and all the main storyline still continues forward because he's at this place because of what's previously happened. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Right, that was episode 14, and we'll be back with 15 in a few days' time, guys. By all means, post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this 2-part episode. To be honest, I don't think there's been a 2, or because there's 2 and 3-part ones in this. I don't think there's been a bad one, because they're always focused on the main story. They're always so intricate and interesting. Tells you things you don't know, and then just piles a lot more information on you that you have no answers to, that you know is going to come up further down the road. If you do want to watch this in full length, all you need to do is just check the link in the description, as always, and that will take you over to Patreon. If you haven't already subscribed, you enjoy the X-Files and this stripped down memory lane that we're having, by all means, hit the sub. I would appreciate it. We're trying desperately to hit 50,000 subscribers this year, and you are the ones who can help me do that, and I would very much appreciate it. Right, see you for episode 15 next. Take care.